All right, so hello from Michigan again today. I wasn't planning on making a video. I was hoping to just come out here and mow the front real quick and then get in and start getting dinner ready, and have some new damage. So I've been dealing with either a skunk or a squirrel. I don't think it's a bird. So I've dealt with this now 3 or 4 days in a row on the boulevard, and now I found two new spots on two other areas of the lawn. So I'm gonna show you those. All right, so this spot here, I'm pretty sure this is where I spilled a little bit of fertilizer, and I used the leaf blower to blow it real good, but it was either that or I noticed that it looked like there was a patch of fungus here yesterday. So I sprayed some of the bio-advanced fungus just in this area, but then right next to it is a nice hole that this spot goes down probably 2 or 3 inches, if not further. And it's right on the perimeter here, so I'm wondering if there is a skunk possibly in the neighborhood. We did smell one a couple nights ago. This is the second time we've smelt a skunk in the past like 3 or 4 weeks. So that's one hole. Haven't had one on this side yet. This is the state of it too before I mow it, so this is just going to be a super short video. But it's looking good otherwise. But I decided to make this just to kind of talk about how there's no such thing as a perfect lawn. I mean, maybe there's someone out there that has one, but these are the spots here that the seed hasn't really come in. And I did go a little heavier here with the rye, so I'm wondering if that rye is just not good. But then this spot here, I've had 3 or 4 days in a row with the skunk or squirrel. So I think it's a squirrel. I don't, even though we've had the skunk smell, we have a huge squirrel problem in this area, and a ton of squirrel activity. And then I found one up here today. I decided to give the lawn a once over before I mowed and found one here. So, I mean, this is right up by the flower bed. We do have a lot of squirrel traffic that goes through here, but I've done a 24-hour grub killer a couple, like 2 weeks ago, but I think you have to wait 7 days before you reapply. So I'm just going to reapply because I know I'm in the window where I can do it now. From this angle, you can see some of the lawn stress. It's hot. Today it's 80. Today's video is basically just to say there's no such thing as a perfect lawn. Strive for perfection all you want, but something's always going to happen. I try to get it to as good as I can get it with all of the knowledge I have, and I do stress out about it and get anxiety over it. And I feel like if you're trying to, even if you're trying to make it perfect, it's almost like you have to try to make it perfect because there's no such thing as perfect. So even if you're trying for 100%, like you'll maybe get to 90, 95%. So, all right, we found the culprit. I have had this feces, this poop on my lawn. This is, I believe, the 4th time I've had it, and it's been in almost the exact same spot every time. So for all of the wildlife experts out there, whoops, what is this from? They all look the same, very slim. This one's got the little tail on it there. So I'm going to do a Google search after this, but maybe this is going to help someone learn, especially I feel like now is probably the time of the year. I haven't had this all year, so they're definitely doing this in the same spot, which is pretty much right in the center of my lawn. So that is a straight shot running from the neighbors right in front of the mower, and then it would go up into, whoops, yep, that's me with the tripod here. That would go up into the driveway across into the neighbors next door. So there's a little side area there between the houses and both of our fences. So not happy about this. I definitely am dealing with some kind of an animal, and I'm trying not to put anything down, but I might have to run up to Wiegand's, and I believe they have like some kind of like stop. It's like animal stop or something like that, and it's for like pretty much all kind of critters. So I think it's for skunks and squirrels. So so yesterday I tried to run up to Wiegand's, and I went up there and they were out of the skunk repellent. So I did an online search. Home Depot, Lowe's were out of it. Menards is out of it. Ace is out of it. So I bought this from Amazon and had it shipped overnight. As you can see here, I had to tape it up. The whole thing cracked in the box. Haven't even opened it yet, but so this is Skunk Scram. It's supposed to be high in peppermint oil, but it's actually like 1% peppermint oil. I think it says on here. Oh, you know what? And I ended up having to tape over it. Dang it. I'll put a link for it. And then I bought this. This is 4% peppermint oil. Let me see if I can zoom in here for you. 4% peppermint oil. This one I know is 1% peppermint oil, but it's like it's either 1 or 1.5, and then it's like 1% of a bunch of other things. And then this is what I put down yesterday. This is Jonathan Green Organic Insect Control. It smells like peppermint oil. It's not peppermint oil. These are the ingredients right here. So it's that wintergreen oil that you're really smelling. So I figured that might be good enough to deter them. And then I put down the application of 24-hour grub killer, because it's been about, I think it's been about 10 days for me since the last time, and you could do them 7 days apart as long as you don't do more than 3 applications in a year. Go back to when I was talking about picking up the skunk droppings. I was wearing gloves and I used garden tools, but the thing that I read is that you should really wear eye protection and a respirator, or at the very minimum, like some kind of a face mask. So in the future, if I know that if it's for sure skunk droppings, I'm for sure going to put on a little mask. I did notice that every time I picked them up, there was a definite smell about them, and I guess those dry particulates can get into the air and you can breathe them in. And skunks do carry diseases, so just be safe out there. The other thing I wanted to mention is, because these are both going to have essential oils in them, so you want to protect your skin. So definitely do that. Try to wear long sleeves and long pants at the very minimum, or at least go with the wind or when it's not windy when you're doing this. For sure wear gloves. I'm going to wear disposable gloves when I do this, because I'm going to put down the granule and the oil, so then I can just wear the same pair of disposable gloves and throw them out. So one more bit of housekeeping here. It sounds like the reason I'm having skunks digging is from crane fly larvae. So let me get back out to the lawn here. Okay, so I spoke with Lily at Wiegand's yesterday, and she's at their diagnostic area where she can help you with diseases in your lawn and all that kind of stuff. And for plants, she's just like a wealth of knowledge. But I brought her in the picture of the droppings on the lawn, and she confirmed it. Yeah, it's a skunk. And I told her, I was like, well, I know I don't have any grubs. She's like, oh no, they go after grubs. And I was like, no, I've put down all my apps. I haven't seen a grub in my lawn ever, like this year. And she's like, well, they do go after the crane fly larvae. And I was like, well, what's the crane fly? And she's like, oh, they look like the giant mosquito. And I had one up here yesterday and it's gone. But I was like, yeah, I've been seeing them. So I've seen, so the one I just showed you dead in the garage. We had one stuck on, we have like the little sticky things on the windows to keep the bugs out, and that they get stuck on there for traps. And then there was one hanging out by the front door here. So I've seen my share of the crane flies this year, and more than I've seen in the 18 years we've been here. We do have a lot of crickets, and I'm not sure if the crickets have any kind of droppings that skunks go after either, but she said for sure the crane fly larvae. So I just wanted to mention that. So if you think that you have your grubs under control like I do, that it could still be something else. So crane fly larvae is one of the things you might want to check out. The good thing is allegedly all the stuff that you put down for grub control is supposed to also treat for the crane fly larvae. So that's the one thing that kind of has me concerned, because I've been treating for grubs, which is also treating for that. The only difference is I don't have any signs of grubs, but I do have the crane fly. So that's kind of how I narrowed it down. So just wanted to bring that up as one thing I forgot. I'm actually going to water the grass first before I sprinkle the granules, because I think they're best if they're a little bit dry. And then like if you do get a hard rain, then you're supposed to reapply the granules.